Okay, great looking hand. We get to go Inciter into Vizier of Remedies, maybe even get in for 2 on turn 2. Not that that's busted, but I'll take it. Ooh, so Vizier Haste into Thresher Lizard Haste, not bad. Oh, well, Vizier gets a little bit worse, but that's okay. So, I guess we could do the Fan Bear instead, but no, let's make better use of mana and just hang out. Cropmate. Okay. So we can play the Thresher Lizard, and if they chump the lizard with their Seeker, they can bring it back with Cropmate, but only if they exert, so I still think it's worth it. Like, they can exert and get it back, but this trade's actually fine, too. I mean, I could have been more patient and waited for it to be a 4/4, but that's okay, too. This is just fine. No play, alright. So we can go Fanbearer, give it haste, tap the Seeker, get in for 2. It's not bad. Get some damage in here. So draw 2 plus loot. Get in for 2. And pass. Seeker, number 2, sure. So we play True Heart Twins, give hastiness to it, probably exert it. Attack with Vizier plus True Heart Twins with exert. Sure. So we mill an Emberhorn and a Plains, they lose a Cast Out and a Seeker. No attacks, they get to double loot, pass. And they didn't loot, so that tells me they have 2 good cards in their hand. So they may have a counter spell, we'll find out. Okay, drawn 2 more cards, presumably looting. Probably block loot, which is also fine. I guess they're worried about a 1-mana combat trick? I don't know of any of those. So loot, ditch forsake. No second loot, so probably relevant spell found. Okay. Remember, ability still works, so compulsory rest is not going to be activated by me. Oh, Ketra is very, very good here. So we'll play Oketra, give her haste. And tap the Seeker. Should have actually tapped first, because they might have had something that they wanted to target Oketra with, and then they wouldn't have been able to loot, but I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so they're gonna reset the Oketra attack, which is fine. We get her back. Stealing our Oketra. Well, unfortunately for us, that's probably going to cost us everything. What really makes me sad about that is that they're playing white too, so pretty heartbreaking, but what can you do? Alright, we'll play a land that doesn't do anything, and then we'll not do anything more, and then we'll pass. So yeah, losing to my own Oketra is pretty heartbreaking, but that is that. So Cartouche of Zeal, I could do the Trial of Zeal back. This is indestructible, so it doesn't do anything. I could start doing it to my opponent's face. Maybe it's better to just wait for myself to have Rip and Insult to Injury. If I get 9 mana, let's see, okay, 4 plus another 6, that's, and plus the Cartouche. 4 plus 6 is 10. Okay, so we could potentially win. I do see a path to victory here. But it does require us to wait for an Insult to Injury. Now, granted, it's going to be extremely difficult, but actually not as difficult as you'd think. We basically just need to rip a land and Insult to Injury, and we can absolutely get there. I think the tough part is we're going to start taking some damage here, but we can crack Compulsory Rest now because we see our path to victory. We are like an Insult to Injury. The fact that I see the line actually makes me a little happier, considering how upset I am about that. So we have the 9th mana, which means we do have enough mana to do it now. So we rip on Insult to Injury. We kill, I don't know, Vizier of Ferment or something. We deal 4 to them. They go to 9. We play Trial of Zeal. This is a source. They take another 6. And then we cartouche it back. They're at 3 life. We kill them. I mean, granted, we got to rip it like now, but totally possible to win this. So I think now we're just going to crack the compulsory. Because we need all of our mana if we draw the thing. Okay, Nefcrop Untangler, not it, unfortunately. So I don't think we can actually do it now. We did have our turn opportunity to do it, but we can't do it anymore. Which is too bad. Okay. I guess I could trial killing the Guardian. No, we'd still die. Alright, so despite the heartbreaking way we lose, like I said, we still had an out, which is ridiculous, but yeah, we did. We actually did have an out there. So, that's cool. We don't have a Forsake the Worldly, so we're not going to be able to deal with our own late claim. We have no way to bounce. We have no way to deal with our own Oketra if it gets stolen, but kind of the point of playing an aggro deck is that you beat your opponents before they cast 7-drop enchantments on your creatures, but obviously we did not hold up on that end, did we? Alright, so let's go to game 2 here. Absolutely 100% a winnable match. I feel confident in this match. Our deck is very good. We just have to beat a late claim, basically, which our deck is designed to do. So let's do it. I guess I could just bring in another fling, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I could do this for fling. Alright, doing it. It's another way to play around late claim. Alright, we'll play first. It's a keep. Nice looking hand. Yeah, we're curving out hard, which is nice. So I guess we play the Entangler here. It actually makes worse use of mana, but it makes more sense against the 1/3. Multiple Seekers, sure. Trial of Zeal, not bad either. Let's bash a Reno here. I think that we... Well, do we want to save it to nuke them or nuke a Seeker now? It's a reasonable question. I kind of feel like saving it. We're not really intimidated by the 1/3s, so I think we're just going to hang out. Because I wouldn't mind burning my opponent's face for 3 with Trial at some point, if possible, for the win. Okay, so let's True Heart Twins here. Sure. So we lost a Plains and a Cartouche. Cartouche would have been good for our Trial of Zeal, but we still have another one, so we're okay. So we are letting them loot. I still think this is worth it. The trial going towards their face is ultimately, I think, going to be better. So they get rid of an angler drake, okay. No white mana from Araponia, which is surprising. Cryptic Serpent, that's actually fine. It is just fine. So now we're going to do some mean things. So we go Fanbear, tap Serpent. And then we go double Exert. And then we just kill our opponent with Trial of Zeal. And it's over. Alright, so curved out nicely there. Got our opponent. Our opponent's curve is very high, like I said, so this really should be one where we're just dominating. Multiple Winds of Rebuke, though, is definitely good with the Cryptic Serpent. I could see that, because it just feeds itself. But, yeah, we should just be rocking and rolling this match. So I'm glad I took out the Sweltering Suns. I still think the double fling is probably in our best interest, just because of lay claim. But we'll see if that comes up again. Alright, that's a keep. Both colors. Nice. Tangler and a Lizard and a Minotaur is a nice curve. The Cartouche too, possibly letting us bash for 4. No, well, on turn 4, I don't know if that's true actually. No Seeker of Insight, which is surprising. They have their white mana this game though. No play, okay, so... Ooh, that's good too. Alright, so let's get in there. Play the Monument and pass. Sure. What else did we have? I guess Cartouche. Keeping the Forsake is actually a little bit weird to me, but... Okay. Let's bash again. So we play the Emberhorn. Next turn we can play Emberhorn plus Cartouche it, which is pretty good. Can deal 13 damage to our opponent if we exerted all 3, which is pretty slick. Vizier copying our Emberhorn Minotaur is actually not a huge deal. Alright, so we go this, Minotaur, Cartouche, Bash for a billion. So like I said, we can get in for 6, 11, 13, but I'm just not going to exert because there's no reason to. I want to attack with them next turn. They can't block. Actually, I guess it was 14, but still not lethal, so doesn't matter. And now both of these are lethal next turn. They have to like compulsory rest plus something else. Illusory wrappings. Okay. That's fine too, actually. So this should be good. Plus we're like a fling away from winning too. Of which, yeah, that's a good draw. So let's just get in there with everything. All exerted. Exert here, exert there, exert here. And I think they're actually just dead. Because this is 2, 5, this is 5. And, yeah. So they have to double block this to not die. So we just beat them. We just win. Illusory wrappings, not good enough. Alright, cool. Got round 2. I knew our deck was way faster than our opponents, so really should not be losing against the 6 and 7 drop dot deck that's running Forsake the Worldly to take care of Oketcher's Monument. So, cool. Alright, we'll see you in the finals.